What's up, boys? Hope you're doing well. Now, this video is not the kind of video I usually make. This is about the recent Star Wars drama that Star Wars Explained, the YouTube channel, is putting on the rest of the community. And I wasn't gonna make a video about this, but recently I've been looking into it a little bit, and it actually made me I wanted to say my opinion on it because I think it is a big issue. So that's what this video is gonna be about. Obviously, we're gonna return to the normal kind of content I make in the near future, but I just wanted to take a break for a sec, talk about this, say what I think, and we'll go from there. Now, the drama in this situation is that a YouTube channel called Star Wars Explained, run by people who I believe are named Alex and Molly, who make fine content. I've enjoyed some of their videos in the past, don't know them personally, don't watch their videos that much, but apparently what they've been doing recently, or they did, was release a call to YouTube to ban and demonetize several big YouTube channels for hate, criticism, and harassment towards certain Star Wars actors that they claim, that Alex and Molly claim, Star Wars Explained claims, have been harassed by these YouTubers. Now, Star Wars Explained released this tweet a couple of days ago with this twofold, almost essay talking about why they believe these channels should be deleted. So I just thought we dive into it a little bit and see what their thoughts are on this matter. So let's take a look at that right now. Last week, actor Amanda Stenberg posted candid comments to Instagram about the rampage of bigotry and vitriol that she has received since leading the cast of The Acolyte, the latest addition to the Star Wars universe. Steinberg's experience is not new, and then this part has nothing to do with the actual drama, just talking about someone else leading hate and bigotry on YouTube. As fans of the Star Wars franchise, we have tirelessly witnessed a handful of YouTube creators continuously drive prolonged insults and harassment against marginalized actors and members of our community. Enough is enough. The Star Wars fandom demands that YouTube enforce its community guidelines against prolonged insults and incitement of targeted harassment towards women of color by demonetizing YouTube channels, Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kinnell, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic. So those are the three creators this attack is really levied against: Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic. And coming up, they provide some evidence, Star Wars Explained does, for why these creators deserve to be banned, but I'm just going to spoil it for you right now and say that in my personal opinion, this evidence is not good and is merely an attempt to shut down these creators' right to make an income, make a living, and say what they want on the internet, provide their have their freedom of speech, is what I'm trying to say. Now, if these creators had actually broken YouTube's guidelines when it comes to racism and sexism, then it would make total sense for them to be banned and demonetized and kicked off YouTube as a platform. But they have not done that. I'm just going to spoil it now. The attacks that Star Wars Explained levies against them do not fit that criteria. They have not broken YouTube's terms of service. And the reason I know that they haven't broken YouTube's terms of service is because YouTube themselves say they have not broken YouTube's terms of services. I mean, it makes so little sense what these creators are trying to do. Basically, Star Wars Explained and the people surrounding them reached out to YouTube and said, "Hello, YouTube, the Star Wars community would at the very least appreciate a formal response or update in regards to our well-documented and pressing concerns about YouTubers pushing prolonged harassment on your platform." That's what they said. They wanted YouTube to respond, and YouTube did. Team YouTube, thank you for reaching out. Just heard back and confirmed that this content is not violative and will remain up. We totally understand you may not agree with this decision, but we reviewed this video very carefully against our policies. So YouTube themselves came out and said, "Hey, we appreciate you coming out to us and bringing this to our attention. It does not violate our policies. These creators do not violate our policies." So that's it. That's the end all be all. The platform itself said, "Hey, I appreciate your concern. You guys are actually morons. This does not violate the terms and services. These creators have done nothing wrong, and you're just trying to limit their free speech and their right to make money for no reason other than sheer vitriol that your show got canceled. The Acolyte got canceled." So that could be the end of it right there. And I mean, we could end it right there, but I do want to go over what Star Wars Explained said in the rest of their argument against these three channels, Nerdrotic, RK Outpost, and Geeks and Gamers. So we're going to read on that. But just to be clear up front, that this straight up is actually doesn't even matter. Like, YouTube said, it's fine. The facts. Bum, bum, bum. In 2018, Geeks and Gamers, with 400,000 subscribers, encouraged harassment against American actor Kelly Marie Tran, who played Rose in The Last Jedi. Leading up to Tran's departure from Instagram due to prolonged harassment, which is obviously very bad. You should not harass the actors. The actors are doing nothing wrong. They're just doing their job. Do not harass the actors. Harassing actors is bad. Geeks and Gamers published nearly 15 videos relevant to Tran's Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi character Rose Tico. The channel claimed that Tico's character is one of the most hideous characters of all time, the most unlikable character ever, and exists for forced diversity. The channel claimed that Tran's character is one of the most hideous characters of all time, the most unlikable character ever, and exists for forced diversity. Okay, let's take a look at each of those arguments one at a time. So what are the most hideous characters of all time? Doesn't really matter that you think that. That's your personal opinion. If you want to know that's a personal opinion and that you're allowed to say that on YouTube, go look at Moist Critical. Moist Critical constantly digs into people and individuals based on their actions and appearances and whatnot, and it's completely fine. You could say Nikocado Avocado. Albertoli had his epic weight loss journey. Nikocado Avocado was routinely criticized as someone who was very, very fat, because he was. And no one was afraid to say that he was one of the fattest men they'd seen on YouTube. And that's a very similar argument to one of the most hideous characters of all time. Nothing wrong with saying that. That's a personal opinion, whether it's true or not, which I don't really think it is, but you can say that. The most unlikable character ever. I mean, that's a nothing salad. You can say anyone's the most unlikable character ever. There's no reason not to, and there's no punishment for saying that. It's your opinion. It doesn't really matter what you think. That's just what it is, what you think, and exists for forced diversity. Now, I have no idea if this is true or not, but I do know that these guys, geeks and gamers, can say whatever the frick they want. If they think that, let them think that. They can say that on YouTube. It doesn't matter what they think. They can say whatever they want, as long as what they're saying does not go against YouTube's terms and services, which, as is obvious from YouTube's response to this, saying someone is there for forced diversity doesn't. In fact, it's a very common criticism of a lot of Disney Star Wars. That's a very common thing for critics of Disney Star Wars to say. So it's not even unique to them. And on top of that, it's their opinion. They can say that. They have the right to say that. Geeks and Gamers championed RK Outpost, 320,000 subscribers, a channel that frequently targets marginalized actors, including Moses Ingram, a Black American cast member in the TV series Kenobi. Days before Ingram called out the racist backlash against her on Instagram, RK Outpost called Ingram a lunatic who can do nothing other than play the victim. Again, you could say that. That's a criticism you can make. Whether or not I agree with it, you're allowed to say that. There's no reason you shouldn't say that if you think that. That's free speech. That's what I stand for that. RK Outpost has recently referred to Ingram's Kenobi character, Reva, as dumb and retarded. Now look, this is even insane to me that they're putting this in here, because they're not even attacking Moses Ingram, the channel who said that Reva is dumb and retarded. They're attacking Reva, the fictional character from the Kenobi TV show. That's a fictional character. They can say whatever they want about Reva. I don't even know why you put that in there. That to me is actually, that takes away from your point. They're not attacking the actress, they're attacking the character. Next point, Geeks and Gamers and RK Outpost frequently co-host the live stream Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotic's YouTube channel, 1.1 million subscribers, where the three channels have made a profitable business reusing prolonged insults against marginalized actors featured in Star Wars, Captain Marvel, and The Lord of the Rings of Power, to name a few. I guess thanks for the word salad. This is saying absolutely nothing. All you're saying is these bad guys have a live stream, and in the live stream, wait for it, they say mean stuff. And not only mean stuff, they harass people. It's like, okay, even if they do that, I could use some evidence, I could use some quotes, I could use all those things to actually get a good sense of what you're talking about, rather than just, hey, trust us guys, these people are mean and harassful, or hateful, whatever. Amandla is the current target of this YouTube-based operation. Together, Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic have led the charge against Amandla even before the release of The Acolyte, producing nearly 40 videos relevant to Amandla and The Acolyte since May. Yeah, The Acolyte was one of the biggest Star Wars projects we've had in a long time. It makes sense that these people were talking about The Acolyte a lot, and these people are allowed to say whatever they want about The Acolyte. I have no problem with that. These channels have asserted that Amandla is vapid and narcissistic, the adult pretender, dumb, and a half-black B-word, which I'm not going to say. And look, all these arguments, vapid, narcissistic, dumb, adult pretender, half-black B-word, they're all opinions. You can say them about most online personalities. And again, if these people are actresses and actors, they're in the public eye, they're going to receive criticism, whether it's deserved or not. I think calling Amandla a half-black B-word is obviously bad and obviously has no place, and I really don't think it's a good look at all. I wouldn't do it, nor do I condone it. However, if it's their right to say that. They can say that if they want. They can attack this public figure if they want, whether or not I agree with it, which for the record I don't. But whether I agree with that or not, they can. I think they can. And again, back to this, YouTube thinks they can. YouTube thinks that they are completely allowed to do that, and that is within YouTube's terms and services. So I don't really understand. Again, like, they're allowed to do that, whether or not it's nice, which it's not. I don't think it is, but they're allowed to do that. These channels have gaslit Amandla by claiming she's playing the victim card, with RK Outpost proclaiming, "You've never been oppressed in your gosh darn life, you poopy head." These YouTubers also use racist dog whistles, including the angry black women stereotype. Yeah, look, these people are just claiming what they think. These people are just saying their opinions. Whether or not I agree with them doesn't matter. Whether or not they're right doesn't matter. Whether or not they're wrong doesn't matter. They're allowed to think all this. This is all public perception. This is all what you sign up for when you become an actress or an actor. Is it deserved? No. And do I think that Amandla deserves all this? No, I don't think she does. I think that she just did her job. She was just playing a role in a show, and the show sucked, and no one watched it. And that's why the show got canceled more than anything. But all these things that Star Wars Explained is claiming that these people say is completely, they're allowed to say this. This is their public opinion. They're allowed to say what they think. The hate campaign against Amandla has been so profitable that other major YouTubers have joined the attacks on Amandla, including Star Wars Theory, 3.3 million subscribers. I know this is kind of where I get a little annoyed. You don't give any arguments for what Star Wars Theory said, what he did, what exactly his problems are with Amandla, what he said about Amandla that is hateful, sexist, racist, whatever it is. You give no arguments. All you do is throw his name in there and don't address him again. And I have a lot of respect for Star Wars Theory. I think Star Wars Theory is one of the GOATs, obviously the GOAT of Star Wars YouTube. If it wasn't for Star Wars Theory, Star Wars YouTube would not look the way it does today. I would not be where I am. Star Wars Explained wouldn't be where they are. Eckhart's Ladder wouldn't be where they are. Star Wars Theory is literally the reason that all of us have a career. Now, Star Wars Theory released a 37-minute long video, which I just watched, addressing all this and going over it in depth, which I really recommend you watch. I'll link it below. I think it's a really interesting video, and I think he covers it beautifully. And in that video, all he says is that Look, I can say what I want. I'm a figure. I'm very, very rich. I wouldn't be saying all this if I didn't believe it. There's no reason for you to make videos other than love of the game. He loves Star Wars. He likes making videos. He's extremely wealthy. He's obviously doing this out of passion. This is all what he thinks. He doesn't need the extra, what? This video got, what, 500,000 views? So that probably made $2,000, $2,500. Believe me, Star Wars Theory does not need the extra $2,500 this video made. Star Wars Theory channel has 1.1 billion views on it. Billion with a B. That is millions and millions and millions of dollars. Star Wars Theory would not be doing this if he didn't actually believe it and actually believe that Star Wars was worth defending and saying what he thinks. And I respect him heavily for that. And I believe that Star Wars Theory and all these other channels that Star Wars Explained mentioned should completely be allowed to say whatever they think as long as it follows YouTube's terms and services. Which again, hate to tap the bus sign again from The Simpsons. Hate to tap that bus sign, but YouTube thinks they're allowed to say it too. YouTube is also on their side. So that's what I think about that. Anyway, the last thing I want to do is read the action required, which is what Star Wars Explained and the people who support them want YouTube to do about this Star Wars harassment, sexism, racism problem. The Star Wars fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be singled out by prolonged racist harassment from a handful of YouTubers as a result of YouTube's inaction, which has transformed hate into a lucrative career path. Okay, that's fine. Say whatever you want. Don't watch whatever you don't want to watch, but I don't really understand. Don't let me into it as Star Wars fandom. That's not... Don't speak for the entire Star Wars fandom is what I'm trying to say. Transformed hate into a lucrative career path. I really just think people are saying what they think, and what they think happens to be negative opinions of recent Star Wars project, which, believe me, are not on a small scale. A lot of people aren't happy with recent Star Wars projects, as evidenced by the fact that The Acolyte had no one watching it and therefore was not worthy of another $180 million being spent on it for a second season that, again, no one would watch. So transforming hate into a lucrative career path is an interesting way of saying talking negatively about things that are bad, in my opinion. It is concerning to us that targeting marginalized actors on other social media platforms has historically resulted in platform bans, whereas the same behavior has made provocateurs millionaires on YouTube. Okay, so again, nothing solid. You're just saying that they're targeting marginalized actors. You've given very little evidence to support that, and the evidence you have given has been shoddy at best. And again, YouTube themselves has said this evidence is not sufficient enough, and these people have done nothing wrong enough to be worth banning. We understand that YouTube has an important role to play in promoting free speech. However, content uploaded by Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic is not opinion or criticism. It is prolonged targeted harassment against women of color. No, sorry to break it to you, but it is exactly what you say it's not. It is opinion and criticism. These people, again, as evidenced by YouTube saying these people have not broken the terms of service, these people are just giving their opinion and criticizing the show. These people are allowed to say whatever they want as long as it follows YouTube's terms of services, which again, time to tap the bus sticker, it does. It does follow YouTube's terms of services as evidenced by the fact that YouTube themselves say it does. So, because of that, these people are completely doing what they're allowed to do, which is give their opinion and criticize things they dislike. And by the way, that's necessary. You can't only have things say, I agree with this, and not talk about things you disagree with. If I like something, I'm going to say I like it, and if I don't like it, I'm going to say I don't like it, and give reasons for both, and that's that. Like, that is what I'm allowed to do within my rights as a human being, as someone who lives in the US of A, baby, the greatest country in the world, rah, go USA, and as someone who makes videos on YouTube. As long as I'm not breaking terms of service, I can say what I want and give my opinions on things that I believe are good or bad. And so are these people. These people can do that too. We urge YouTube to enforce its community guidelines and demonetize these channels immediately and permanently. Immediately and permanently. Now that is crazy to me. This is where it really goes out of proportion. If they're just saying, hey, we want to draw awareness to this, we want to say that we think these people are doing bad things on YouTube, that's fine. That is like, you know what? Again, your opinion. You think these people are doing bad things, say that all you want. But when you're calling for YouTube, the platform that these creators make their living from, make their life's income from, that feed their families with, the platform that these people have a job from, when you're saying we want these people to be unable to ever make money again, that to me is where you cross the line. That is where you're saying, because we are offended and we think that this criticism is unjust and our Star Wars show got canceled and we think these guys say mean stuff sometimes, they should no longer be allowed to make money on the platform that they make all their money from. And that is too far. Thankfully, right now, YouTube is standing up against that and has said, again, I'm going to tap the sign again. YouTube has said, this has not violated the terms of services and it will remain up. But the minute that YouTube actually does take a stand and say, you know what, guys, we'll bend the knee to you. You're right. We'll demonetize these guys. That's the second that YouTube takes a drastic turn downhill. And that's the second that YouTube loses part of what makes it so special, which is a common ground where people can say what they think, criticism or praise, justify it, back it up, as long as it follows the terms of services. And again, these guys are following the terms of services as stated by YouTube, as I've shown like 4 times from the bus sticker that I keep tapping. So shame on Star Wars Explained. I am completely against what they're trying to do. I'm completely against trying to demonetize these creators unjustly for saying their opinion and going against what you, Star Wars Explained, think should be right and wrong. And I completely agree with YouTube's decision to not ban them. And Star Wars Theory, Nerdrotic, whether or not I agree with all you guys, whether or not I watch your videos or fans or even care what you say, I think you guys have the right to be able to make whatever you want, as long as it follows YouTube's terms of services. Obviously, post it, receive hatred, receive positivity for it, whatever. You have the right to do that. You have the right to free speech, and this attack is simply, I think it's disgusting. I think it really is just these people saying, these guys disagree with us, so therefore we have to deplatform them and demonetize them. And I really think it has no place on YouTube, and I really, it sickens me. That's the reason I'm making this video, is because I looked into it a little bit more, and I was like, this is quite frankly insane, and this should not be allowed, and we cannot stand for this. So this is my opinion. This is what I think about the whole Star Wars Explained, Star Wars Theory, Nerdrotic drama. I think that, you know what, Star Wars Explained, you're out of line. You're out of line, and YouTube, good job sticking to your guns and not listening to this mob. Anyway, guys, regular videos will be back pretty soon with my, my rankings and my silly, goofy, fun Star Wars videos. I just felt the need to say this and tell you guys what I think. I hope you have a good day. Bye. Thanks for watching. See you later.